Okay, everybody, welcome in. Brand new Sarah Fraser Show podcast. We are live on TikTok, my favorite thing. I'm obsessed. If you're new here, I do a daily pop culture podcast. I've been in the entertainment business for almost 20 years. Oh, does my face look 20 years of entertainment? Oh, God. Anyhow, so glad you're here. You know, we love to dish a little dirt. We have fun, and we only talk about people who put their lives on television. If you put your life on TV, I'm gossiping about you. I don't give a rip, okay? You know the game now. You don't want your ass talked about, get your ass off television. We ain't going around to the neighbors and gossiping about them. Although if they want to come on the podcast, I'd love to hear it. So anyhow, some of my favorite topics to cover are sister wives. I do love a lot of Bravo Housewives tea. And I'm sucked into this Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni dual lawsuit, and we have new updates about them. Is Jack Schlossberg, who of course is JFK's grandson, is he helping and a part of Justin Baldoni's law team? You won't believe who believes this rumor. But we do have a lot of breaking sister wives news that we need to get to, and I'm going to get right to it because you guys all love the sister wife scoop, and I do too. It appears, it is confirmed. It doesn't appear. It is confirmed. Maddie Brown, now Maddie Brown is Janelle Brown's daughter, has quit her podcast. It is over. It's finito. She is done. Girl, you only did 5 episodes. You should have called me. I do podcast consulting. I would have told you what to do. So this is breaking. I got DMs from you guys this morning going, wait a minute. Did you hear about Maddie's podcast? Did you hear? I'm like, what? This thing just started and we all were listening. And these guys were even trending in the top 200 podcasts in the world of most downloads. So what a terrific idea. Maddie Brown, Janelle and Cody's daughter, moved to North Carolina. You know, she's doing Teda Farms with her mom. But I was like, this is genius. One of the kids is doing a podcast. There's a ton of money to be made in podcasting. Yes. Well, now we have new news out from her Instagram, a post. Closing of a chapter. After much reflection, I've decided to step away from the Authentic Society podcast. I've truly enjoyed the experience, learned so much, and am deeply grateful for the support from all of you. However, it's clear this project no longer aligns with my goals or the vision I have for my future and my family. Okay, that's saying to me that she already had a falling out, maybe, with her co-host. While I'm closing this chapter with the Authentic Society, I'm not closing the door on podcasting forever. Ooh, who knows what the future might hold. For now, however, my focus is on the season I'm in, being present for and focusing on the well-being of my growing family. Now, she is getting ready to give birth to her 4th child, building Teda Farms, and starting to build our new home. All of these things are where my heart currently is, and I feel needs my full focus right now. Thank you for being a part of this journey. It's meant so much to the world, to me, Jamie, and myself. Jamie will be continuing the podcast, and I wish her all the love and support. We had a falling out with our co-host, everybody. Breaking news. We had a problem with alignment here. What? I am shooketh. They literally launched a top trending podcast. Now I'm on their podcast page right now. The welcome trailer for the entire show dropped in November, if you all recall, and their very first episode dropped November 4th. They only had, oh my gosh, excuse me. Oh Lord. Oh my Lord. Oh Lord, take some allergy meds, sis. They had 6 episodes. I can't believe this. What could have happened that these two have already closed up shop? Now, Jamie is going to continue the podcast. Best of luck to Jamie. I mean, because, I know Jamie knows this because Jamie came on and said she had a marketing background, but everybody was listening for Maddie to hear more about the family, and Maddie spilled the tea. Now, of course, Sister Wives fans have a lot of commentary on this. A lot of people feel that Maddie and Janelle start and stop things all the time, so they're not surprised by this. But yeah, I mean, it's such a shame because the podcast would have been such a great marketing outlet for Maddie and the whole Tadoff Farms. But to be honest, it sounds like Maddie, her goal of podcasting might not be over, but this is kind of surprising considering they just started. So maybe this means that we're going to get a Maddie and Janelle podcast. Maybe this means we'll get a Maddie solo podcast. I mean, if I were her, I would do it solo or with the husband and talk Tadoff Farms and their family. And of course, all the tea on Sister Wives. Okay, so there you have it. Breaking news from the Sister Wives world. We are no longer going to be getting a podcast from Maddie Brown. I also wonder, I don't know, I wonder, did TLC shut it down? Were they like, you can't do it? But did it, I actually thought they were pretty good. I listened to several episodes. I thought they did a really, really good job. But anyhow, if you were into the Authentic Society, there has not been a podcast episode posted since December, and it looks like Jamie will go on without her. Now, people on the TikTok lines are saying TLC probably shut it down. Molly says the co-host was so annoying. Well, I'm going to be honest. That post made it sound like there were some creative differences between them. Just going to say. And I'll tell you what, if I were Jamie, I would have been like, sis, whatever you want to do. It's too bad. They should have called me. I would have told them how to work it out and how to make money. But maybe Maddie and Janelle, now that would be a moneymaker, will launch their own podcast. Some fans, well, a lot of fans, are reacting to last night's episode of Sister Wives, Season 19, Episode 16. If you want the full recap, of course, there's a Sarah Fraser Show podcast up about it. But people are all screaming, Kody, why did you remove Robyn's helmet from her head after she was thrown from a four-wheeler? Dude, that is, everybody knows. When someone is injured with their back, their neck, you never move them for like a good 15 minutes. They move themselves because you could injure somebody's neck. And the first thing Kody did when Robyn fell off that four-wheeler, he's like, let me take your helmet off. Let me take your helmet off. Dude, what? Dude, don't take off the helmet. People are losing their ish. Also, did we need to learn about how Kody lost his V card last night? Did we really need to know that he lost it in college and felt all kinds of guilt? Oh my God. I mean, now, right? This man loves to talk about getting down. He loves to talk about sex. He loves to talk about it. Anyhow, he loves to talk about making love. I mean, this man, we've heard more making love references from Kody Brown this season than we have in 15 years. So fans are like, I could have done without that. Also, isn't it funny? He felt so much guilt about losing his V card in college. Don't you wish you felt that way? I feel guilty about not sleeping with more people. Isn't that terrible now that I'm married? I love my husband. I'm not going to cheat on him. But I'm like, God, I really should have slept with so many more people while I had the chance, right? Hit the hearts on the TikTok. Do you wish you'd slept with more people? Heart, heart, heart. We have a gifting donate. We have a gifting goal. Hit the gifts. Hit the gifts. Do you wish you'd boned more people? I do. Right? You get married. You love your spouse. So then it's like, and the minute we see, right? The minute you try polygamy or you try an open relationship, that's the kiss of death. Never works out. Anyhow, maybe it's just me, but I wish. Oh, hit the hearts if you wish you'd slept with more people. I mean, all of us married people do, Elizabeth says. And you're lying if you say no. Elizabeth, I couldn't be with you more, right? I was at the park the other day with my son and there was a dad there. He was so hot and he was like this hot businessman. I was like, oh, okay. Should our kids have a play date? I don't know. Oh, Dre says, you told me you wanted to try a black guy. LOL, pick me. Well, first of all, I've tried a black guy before I was married. And I will say this. I love my schman forever. I have the greatest husband. But if we were to ever get divorced, I would never be with a white guy ever again. Sorry. I would be with, I just feel, yeah, okay. I won't go into any detail. But let me just say this. I do There are very few black men that I've met that I'm not like, okay. Like, sorry. I love the vibe. They just have usually black men just have like a swag about them. They're great style. Yeah. I know everybody gets mad because they don't want black guys marrying white women, but I'd be like, sorry, booze. I'm out here. I'm gonna get mine. Sorry. Anyway, I know people have a problem with that, but I would be part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's move on to other sister wives tea because I've told you guys 10,000 ways to Sunday, and now news outlets pick me up. And I'll tell you why sister wives are each making close to $40,000 individually an episode. They are not splitting $40,000 five ways. But there are more signs that the sister wives are extremely wealthy after this story dropped over the weekend that Meri Brown has now been approved and has taken out a third loan on her Utah bed and breakfast for $485,000 as the inn remains closed for renovations. Okay? Meri has taken out a total of $1.1 million, almost $1.2 million in loans on her home. This is going to be one hell of an inn. Are we all going and staying there when this is renovated? You guys, I am in the process in Los Angeles of trying to buy a house. It is so depressing. Do you know how wealthy these people have to be? Okay, you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, okay? And to get do you know how much money, credit, cash you have to get approved for $1 million loan or like a $1.1 million house? So freaking much. So the sister wife star Meri Brown has taken out a third loan on her Utah bed and breakfast, Lizzie's Heritage Inn. Meri is just 53 years old. It remains temporarily closed as of August of 2024. The Sun exclusively revealed that Meri has taken out a third loan in the amount of $485,000 for the remodel. In a deed of trust obtained by the Sun, oh my God, hold on, I need a sip of tea. Meri has taken out a third loan in that amount. She's listed as the borrower of the property, while New Res LLC, a mortgage lender company, is listed as the lender. The document is dated December 23, 2024. The note evidences that legal obligation of each borrower who signed the note to pay the lender $485,000 plus interest. Do you guys know how insane this is? And when you run an inn, okay, maybe she's going to end up charging $350 a night, but you know how many nights you've got to get booked year round to pay off this note? That's why these guys are making a fortune. Now, how do I know they're making a fortune? Well, I know for a fact, I know for a fact that 1,000 Pound Sisters, who also have a huge show, Tammy and Amy Slayton, their first season, they made $1,500 each per episode, and there was about 10 episodes, right? Okay, they're on their sixth season. Tammy and Amy are making a lot more money. These guys, the sister wives I'm referring to, are one of the longest running reality shows on television. And last year they had the biggest ratings that TLC has seen in years. Now, of course, back in the day, John and Kate +8, the Duggars, they had huge ratings because more people were watching television. Now it's very hard to get 2 million people in a night to watch one show. It's just impossible. You have so many options. You're here on TikTok. These guys are not dividing $40,000 per episode one way. These guys are each now making between $20,000 and $40,000 per person per episode. You're looking at $600,000, $700,000, $800,000. In order for Kody and Robyn to be purchasing a $2 million home, even though they sold theirs for 1.7, the amount of money and cash you have to prove that you can pay that mortgage. I mean, they have unbelievable income. So does Meri. And it's very, very telling to me how wealthy Meri is. If you guys listen to my interview with her and her bestie, Jen, when they came on, Jen says in the interview, it's very subtle, it's very quick, but Jen says that she is to say to Meri, we cannot buy any more property in Parowan, Utah, because they just don't have the bandwidth to run another business. These guys are rich, okay? Rich. So Meri has signed a promissory note to pay off this debt in regular monthly payments in full no later than January 1st, 2055. According to the bank and real estate websites, homeowners typically take out an additional mortgage to help fund home renovations or repairs, as it offers lower costs than private loans. Meri took out her initial mortgage loan on the property in the amount of $346,000 when she purchased the family home in October of 2017. Then in April of 2018, Meri took out a second home rider in the amount of $308,000. A second home rider is an additional home loan with conditions as well. The court papers read, quote, "This second home rider is incorporated into and shall be deemed to amend and supplement the mortgage deed of trust or security deed of the same date given by the undersigned borrower. Borrower shall occupy and shall only use the property as borrower's second home." The terms continued. Borrower shall keep the property available for borrower's exclusive use, yada, yada, yada. At the time, Meri lived in Flagstaff. Now, we all know years ago, she wanted a $40,000 loan from the family. Janelle, Christine, and Robyn approved that, but Kody did not give her the money. And that was to invest in Lizzie's Heritage Inn. So that is when, if you recall, the first time Meri sort of launched the LuLaRoe leggings, she launched her MLM. She raised that money so she could purchase, help pay for, and restore the bed and breakfast. The B&B was named after Meri's grandmother, Lizzie, who lived in the historic home. And the sister wives' late mother, Bonnie, helped run the business while Meri lived in Arizona with her family until her passing in 2021. Okay, well, there you have it. So this is huge news, as all of these, everybody in this family in 2024 and 2025 have made enormous money moves. Kody and Robyn now moving into a $2.1 million home in Flagstaff, Arizona. Meri now taking out over $1 million in loans. You have Christine Brown running a super successful MLM, which is Plexus T. Now with the financial support and I think emotional support of David Woolley, she has taken Kody to court for child support. I mean, she's in for a huge child support settlement. The update on Christine and Kody's lawsuit, because she has filed it for Kody to take a paternity test. He is not on Truly's birth certificate because they're polygamous and he was worried he'd be arrested. And he never paid child support, according to this lawsuit. He hasn't paid it for years. So Christine wants primary custody, but she does want some sort of custody agreement. So Truly does see her dad and Robyn, and she wants child support, and she wants back child support. And Truly is just 14. They're in mediation, and their next court date is in May of 2025. What I take from that, this of course is in Utah. Not a lot of information is out about, the court specifics. But what I take from that is, of course, the court is going to try to get them to work out an agreement with their attorneys, come to that agreement. So in May of 2025, they can go, okay, both parties have reached this settlement. Let's sign off on it. But Christine's about to get some cash from Kody, and she deserves it. And Kody's making a lot of money. Okay. Family is everything says you need to listen to Meri's live where Jen explains about the loan and that it was to consolidate other loans. Okay, great. Awesome. What other details did she have? Did they have? So is Meri using that this brand new loan to pay off the $485,000 loan? Is she using that loan in order to pay off the previous loan? That was $346,500. Tell us. Give us all the deets. What does Kody do for work? Abby says he sells gun parts, like accessories, gun accessories. He was just at a gun show. People had pictures of him at a gun show in December that I think was in Nevada, Arizona or Nevada. I'm not sure. Tara says that the new loan is to pay off the previous loan and renovate. Okay. Great. Sounds good. She's still going to have pretty good credit and good income to be refinancing and getting that. Yes, it makes total business sense with the aging home. Couldn't agree more. Many men have several baby mamas. Meri said on the live that she paid off the loans with that, and the rest is for renovation. Okay, great. Fabulous. Okay. Well, good for sis. I think K&R will follow the path of Kim and Corey Bierman. Happy till the money runs out. Well, good for them. So Meri has taken out this loan on her live because the girls just did a live, I think, a couple of days ago. So everybody is saying here that Meri explained more of the loan. I think it's awesome. Good for Meri. By the way, Meri's making a lot of money. She should. Now, the other thing that is happening is if you want to see Meri and join her in real life, Worthy Up Symposium is happening February 8th in Las Vegas for $99. She posted this on her social media. Get ready and mark your calendars. Coming to Las Vegas on February 8th. Limitless, a Worthy Up Symposium. Registration will begin next week and spots will fill up fast. Keep your eyes peeled because over the next couple of weeks, you'll see videos and images preparing you for what to expect from this event. Listen, I'm not a believer of New Year, New You. I'm a firm believer, however, of New Year, Better You. So what better way to kick off 2025 than with an event that will remind you how limitless you are? 2025 is the year for you. I hope you're ready. I can't wait to meet you there. Remember, simply because you exist, you are worthy. She also announced some additional speakers that are going to be a part of the event, and they're tagged on her social media posts. Now, I'd never heard of them. I kind of peeped their social media profiles. The Jess Harmon is one. I think one was like a spiritual advisor. So Robyn Brock Official and Amber Malin is also going to be joining her for Worthy Up. Okay. Okay. Let's see. How far back is Christine trying to go for child support? Not sure, Allie. We were on our TikTok lines. Not sure. But I initially read when she filed, I believe 4 years. She's looking for 4 years back and, of course, moving forward. So I think 8 years total she wants child support. She's going to get it, too. You wait. So if you want to see and meet Meri in real life, and a lot of people ask me, what is Worthy Up? Worthy Up, you can go to worthyup.com is Meri's website, and it's all about her coaching, transformation, and spiritual business advice. So it's kind of like an accountability. I look at it as more of like a Worthy Up is kind of a monthly accountability group. You can do a monthly subscription. They have some higher priced ones, I think all the way up to $800. And I said this when Meri was on my podcast. I said, there's no better person to give people advice on business, marriage, relationships, marketing, than Meri, who's had to live her entire life and do it in front of an audience with a bunch of scrutiny. So there you go. I'm all about it. I say Worthy Up. Go for it. Okay, what other things were people talking about from Sister Wives last night? I thought last night the episode was unbelievable. I thought it was so good. And I feel like Robyn wants to leave Kody too. I really do. Now, Christine Brown has said multiple times in the fall of 2024 when she was doing press tours that Robyn and Kody are good. They're not leaving each other. They have a great marriage. And in fact, they ought to get happy and enjoy it. Okay. Well, she looked like she wanted to leave his ass last night. I'll tell you that. She was like, oh, you've thought about leaving me for 15 minutes? Okay. Robyn looks done with him. Done with him. And when he got her up to that, Coyote Pass, up to the hill where they could look out, he was like, I have something to tell you. I think she wanted a gift. She looked like she was like, and where's my gift? And he was like, I just wanted to tell you I love you. She's like, that's it? Robyn is savage. I love Robyn. Okay, some other Sister Wives news. Some other 90-day Fiancé TLC news is, have you all been following Shabooti? I freaking love Shabooti on Twitter. And George Mossey. Oh my God, two amazing podcasters and Twitter people. They say Jasmine Panetta. You know Jasmine and Gino? Jasmine and Gino have been all over 90 Day Fiancé. They're on Last Resort. Jasmine is reportedly preggers, and it is not Gino's baby. Now, go to Shabooty's Twitter, go to Shabooty's Instagram, and George Mossy. They've got the whole breakdown. They got the receipts. People have spotted Jasmine in Florida. They've taken pictures of her car. They have taken pictures of Jasmine where you can begin to see the baby bump. And apparently, Jasmine's baby daddy is reportedly Matt. Now, Matt is the mechanic who we all have seen on Last Resort that Jasmine introduced as solely a friend. And he's a struggling actor. Aren't we all? Okay, we are all struggling actors out here. I am with you, Matt. You know, what do I want to act in? Actually, I hate acting. I'm going to be honest. This is why I want to be a talk show host and just talk to normal people. I can't act to save my life. You know what I mean? It's hard enough to live my own life. You think I want to research and become Abe Lincoln's fucking wife? No. Okay. I got all I could do to be Sarah Fraser, let alone I'm going to be in a Marvel movie and try to get into character of Captain America. No. But Matt's a struggling actor and a mechanic. Well, he met Jasmine at a Planet Fitness, which is often visited in her first year. She's often visited. And there were rumors probably 6 months ago that she cheated on Gino with Matt. She's denied this rumor. However, a lot of people are putting two and two together that she and Gino have just pretended online to be together, to keep the storyline going, keep the money going, keep the exposure going. And they have seen all the fame and, money and popularity that Angela Deem and Michael Ilasami have received. And so they're following the same line, but Jasmine has moved on. She is preggers with Matt's baby. And there you have it. I think it's true. I mean, I was the person on here who said, I was the person on here for years that said that Jasmine and Gino were together. I was partially right, partially wrong. They were together. They were faking it for the money and the fame and fortune. And of course, Jasmine, I got to give her credit. She's amazing on her Instagram. She's hawking products and protein. They all do. They should. Good for you guys. Like, take advantage. This is why I'm disappointed Maddie Brown let her podcast go, although it sounds like it was creative differences with her co-host. And maybe she'll launch her own, and she should launch it with her mom, to be honest, or her husband. Like, people love husband-wife podcasts. That'd be really good. So congrats to Jasmine. It appears that she is going to be a baby mama again. Matt is from Michigan as well, even though the two of them now are reportedly living in Florida, and all the receipts you can see on Shabooty's Instagram. Yes. Oh, by the way, also, I'll do a deeper dive of this because I want to get into Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni and Jack Schlossberg. But there are new updates on Colt. Remember Colty from 90 Day Fiancé, Colt Johnson? And remember the whole story Shabooty did that Colt Johnson has been taking Ozempic to lose weight because he's jealous that his exes are skinny and hot. And because of that, if you take Ozempic and you don't work out, you don't build body strength, you can be in danger of bone fractures. So that apparently is what led to Colty breaking his leg a second time. Now he's in a wheelchair. He's been spotted in a wheelchair in Brazil. And there are rumors that he could be losing his leg. And people say to me, you can't lose a leg from Ozempic. Okay, well, yeah, okay, yes, all right. I'm not that stupid. Like, you can't directly lose a leg from Ozempic. But yeah, if you take a drug and you don't do the things that you're required to do on the drug, like continue to work out, then yes, you could potentially, as a side effect of Ozempic, lose a leg. Colty Johnson, the legend of TLC, maybe down to one leg. I don't know, but he has been spotted. I'll get the receipts. I'll do it later this week on the show. But, all of you telling me, oh, you're wrong and misinformation and Ozempic is going to sue you. You think Ozempic is going to sue me? STFU. I mean, please. Like they're rolling in the cash, and you think whether Colt keeps his leg or not, people are going to stop doing it? No, everybody wants to be thin. Give me a break. Okay, hit the hearts. Hit the hearts on. You know what? Hit the hearts if you think I'm right on my TikTok. We're going to go to the TikTok lines in a second. Kate says, hopefully Colt is going to lose his middle leg. I hope so too. Oh my God. Now that would be great. Colty without a schween. Oh God. That was a good line. Oh, Colty Johnson losing his middle leg. I ought to run an onion-like site for TLC people. I really should. Let's go to the TikTok lines. Karma Police says it's called a coma morbidity. I'm assuming the coma morbidity is when you use an Ozempic. You've got to keep your muscle strength up while you're losing weight. You've got to keep your bones engaged. If you don't, and you suffer a bone fracture, coma morbidity. And the reason he could lose his leg is he already had a prior like tibia injury that was so severe, he kind of began to form like a form of sepsis. Now he beat that, but you know, your skin, your body, everything is so weakened by that. Then he broke his leg again. Okay, people are saying, Vaughn says, I want to hear about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Okay, first of all, Jack Schlossberg is not, Carolyn Kennedy's son and Edwin Schlossberg's son is not part of Justin Baldoni's legal team. This story has gone crazy. Unfortunately, people read this because Jack Schlossberg put out a joke. He was trolling Justin Baldoni. He's obviously Team Blake Lively. That he said on X, I agreed to take on Justin Baldoni as a client, Schlossberg wrote, formerly Twitter, January 1. Why? He says fairness. Everyone is entitled to a fair trial and a zealous defense. The 31-year-old who graduated from Harvard Law School in 2022 and passed the New York State Bar exam in 2023, which is not easy to do, continued, Justin has nothing to hide. Justice will be his revenge. After citing John Adams' representation of the British after the Boston Massacre in 1770, Schlossberg jokingly clarified the dynamic between attorneys and their clients in a separate post. My personal feelings about Justin Baldoni are irrelevant. Justin is my client. I'm his lawyer, the youngest of Carolyn Kennedy and Edwin Schlossberg's 3 kids added. Even the most heinous individuals have the right to counsel for their defense. Well, of course, he is not representing Justin Baldoni, and he's not a part of their legal team. And Brian Friedman, who's actually Baldoni's real attorney, told the Daily Mail on January 2nd that the claim was, quote, ridiculous. Okay, so I can't even believe that people, well, I can believe it because a lot of people take things at face value, but Schlossberg ain't the lawyer, you know? So, so he's out there trolling. Obviously, he is Team Blake Lively. What are you, by the way, everybody leave there. Are you guys Team Blake or are you Team Justin? You know, I gotta say, I go back and forth with these two. I haven't, just being honest, I haven't made up my mind. However, there is a big news story, and I thought, oh, this makes sense. Daily Mail also has breaking news. This was January 5th, just 19 hours ago. Blake Lively claims smear campaign caused sales of her hair care and drink brands to plummet by 78% as she seeks compensatory damages in the latest Justin Baldoni lawsuit. So she wants compensation. And I thought, oh, okay, now I know why she's suing. Because, you know, rich people never lose their money. Ever, 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 ever. So I'm like, okay, if she's lost money in her businesses, she gonna recoup it. It's why, you know, rich people never, they don't lose their money, they sue. Jennifer says she's team confused. Joelle says Justin Baldoni. Kelsey says she's Team Blake. Now we have Brooke as a Team Justin. Who's Blake? Who's Justin? Regina says Justin. Carol says Justin. Okay, we're more Team Justin here than we are Team Blake. So Blake Lively has now alleged that the smear campaign against her businesses or against her had forced her businesses to suffer, and now she wants punitive damages in her latest lawsuit. The actress, 37, sued her It Ends With Us co-star and director last month, alleging sexual harassment and fostering a toxic work environment on the set. He has denied those allegations. In the first complaint, she claimed Baldoni worked to tarnish her reputation with a team, including his publicist, Jennifer Abel, and crisis PR, Melissa Nathan, who previously worked with Johnny Depp. Now, here's the thing. If you read the New York Times article, this is what people are taking up a lot of issue with the New York Times. In the New York Times article, it appears that they say at times that the text messages, some of them are edited for context, meaning or they're edited to be shorter within the article. But the Times is saying, we stand by. We dotted our I's. We crossed our T's. We have read everything that Blake Lively has given us. And we believe that Justin Baldoni's team did, in fact, set out to do a smear campaign against Blake Lively. And here is the story that Baldoni sexually harassed Blake Lively. He reportedly showed a video of his wife giving birth. Does anybody need to see that? I don't need to see any of that. Okay. Blake Lively says that he walked into her dressing room uninvited while she was breastfeeding. Now, Baldoni says, oh, hold on. I got receipts for you, honey. And it does appear that is true. We'll see. Let's see the full receipt where she invited him into her trailer and said, I'm breastfeeding. Come on in. We can run lines. He says, I'm having lunch with the crew. Copy that. I'll be there. Okay. Also weird. Isn't that, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want anybody seeing my titties aside from my husband, my mom, right? I mean, I didn't even breastfeed in front of my brother. I just felt like that was weird. Or my brother-in-laws. Am I odd? But if my coworkers, my male coworkers, I don't know. But Hollywood's different. People are very open. I don't want to be breastfeeding in front of anybody. Now, the other part of this case that was very fascinating is at one point, Justin Baldoni, which I also feel is very Hollywood. I live in Los Angeles. This is so LA, claimed that he could speak to the dead. He could speak to the dead and had been in contact with Blake Lively's father. Now, this is an alleged, this is part of Blake Lively's lawsuit. Excuse me. Now, her father passed away in 2021. He was also an acting coach. That's a little weird to me. Does that go to harassment? It's one of these things, right? You got to see all the evidence. We got to hear all the facts. Lively launched a formal complaint on New Year's Eve, doubling down on her accusations. She filed her first complaint with the California Civil Rights Commission, but is now suing Baldoni, 40, in federal court in New York personally. In the latest lawsuit, she has claimed that the campaign to destroy her reputation has caused her to suffer financial harms, which continue to the present. She states her hair care brand, Blake Brown. I didn't even know she had a hair care brand. Did you guys? Did anyone know this? I didn't know she had a hair care brand named Blake Brown, and her two drink ranges. I didn't even know she had drink company. Betty Buzz and Betty Booze both suffered huge losses in sales due to the backlash. In fact, the losses were so bad, she's down 78% in her business, 56 to 78%. The lawsuit states that Blake Lively sales plummeted for her companies by 78% after the social manipulation. It stated, based on internal sales projections on sudden and unexpected negative media campaign launched against Miss Lively, depressed retail sales of Blake Brown products were down 56 to 78%. I mean, it could be the economy. Can you equate one to the other? People say, yes, her products are at Target. Yes. Mimi says, yes, she knew. Maybe she had a covering. Oh, Miss T says if she was breastfeeding, maybe she had a covering. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah. I mean, look, some women are fine with it. I've been at weddings. Women pull right out that titty. That kid is sucking right on it. It's like they got no problems. I mean, do you? I'm just very I don't know. I'm just, okay. I'm weird, I guess. You know what? I grew up in New England. I feel like people in Maine and New England are very modest. Everyone, oh, don't look at my tits, I mean, so I don't know. I think it's just how you were raised. But I thought, no, wait a minute. I'm confused. You guys are smarter than I am. Is this the third lawsuit she's filed? She filed the sexual harassment lawsuit. She filed one California complaints. Actually, I'm sorry. She filed one personally against Baldoni. She's filed one against his production company. So is this the third one, or is this part of it altogether? The lawsuit added the dramatic drop was completely at odds with the high satisfaction scores that Blake Brown products received in the significant consumer testing performed before launch or its initial success after launch. While it also stated around the same time the social media accounts for Miss Lively's brands, including Betty Buzz and Betty Booze, were flooded by hateful comments, which began to echo through other social and traditional media outlets. In her lawsuit, Lively demands both punitive damages as well as a money judgment representing compensatory damages, lost wages, earning, and all other sums of money, plus interest on the above in an amount to be proven at trial. She also wants an award of money judgment for mental pain and anguish and severe and serious emotional distress in the amount to be proven at trial. Lively's attorneys gave a statement to Daily Mail alleging their client has been subject to further retaliation and attacks since she made the decision to speak out about her allegations against Baldoni. Her December 31st filing came on the same day Baldoni initiated a $250 million libel action against the New York Times for its bombshell report. I've said it, if the New York Times loses that, honey, I am done with mainstream media. That's it. It's a rap-a-tat-tat for me. Because if somebody like the New York Times didn't do all the homework, I ain't interested. But I don't know. You know, I worked for a very toxic man. I worked in a very toxic work environment. I don't know. I mean, and some people loved him and some people hated him. And you know, I've been there where people didn't believe me till later. And then I got lots of messages. It never dawned on me. This was back when I worked on the Kane show on Hot 99.5 and with Kane. And I don't know, it never dawned on me to sue him. This was before Time's Up and Me Too, but I should have. And Sammy K and Mel and Danny and everybody that's left in between, we all should have sued him. But unfortunately, he's passed away. And I think my time is up. But anyhow, it never occurred to me. But so that's the thing. I mean, you know, a court and Blake Lively's co-hosts have stood by her. So I don't know. It's hard to say who to believe because he very well could have been, I mean, Justin Baldoni could be just a torture. I don't know. That's why I always feel like everybody should be heard. And it's going to be very interesting. All of the online hate, let's go to the TikTok lines. Phyllis says all of the online hate for Blake had past interviews as evidence. She did it to herself. Well, and the thing about the New York Times article is a lot of those text messages and emails that were published left out context that Justin Baldoni's PR team was sort of joking about how bad the backlash was against Blake Lively, but wasn't saying to do it. Now, there could be others. I'm just saying. So anyhow, new developments that are coming out. I've got to figure out. This sounds like it's another brand new lawsuit by Blake Lively. So it sounds like this is Blake Lively's second lawsuit. We know that Baldoni's lawyer has said that Baldoni plans to sue Blake Lively personally. Now, Zach Peter, who's a fellow podcaster, he's going to be on the Sarah Fraser show coming up. He has been kind of like a leader in doing some deep dive and reporting on this story. He had a very interesting TikTok the other day, which I thought, I was like, oh yeah, I kind of agree with this. And he said, do we feel, it seems like this lawsuit between Justin and Blake is so personal. Do we feel that Justin and Blake caught feelings for each other? And it got like they flew a little too close to the sun. You know what I mean? That their chemistry, which I have to say, their chemistry in It Ends With Us, it was popping. It was, I mean, there was some like, I'm like, oh, okay. You know, there were a lot of rumors back in the day. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively got together, and Ryan Reynolds, there was sort of this gray area if Ryan Reynolds was cheating on Scarlett Johansson and Blake Lively was with somebody else. You know, did they get a little too, is this generated because Justin and Blake got feelings? Or is that just a very sexist response? Like, how dare you say that about a woman that's speaking up about sexual harassment? I don't know. I'm just throwing out theories. They're public figures, okay? People on my TikTok lines, Ash says 100, Amy says no. I don't want to downplay anyone's accusations. I'm just saying, I thought his theory about because it does seem like it's a little personal. Phyllis says, did you see the comments at the Golden Globes about letting directors have the final cut of a movie? I didn't really. I watched the Lions game. I have to say, I love Nikki Glazer. I watched Nikki's opening. She killed it. I loved the joke about Benny Blanco, about him being granted a genie wish to get with Selena Gomez. That's what we all thinking. That's what what in the world? Genies are real, I guess. Woo. But I didn't watch the Golden Globes. I really didn't. I haven't even watched movies this year. Isn't that terrible? I don't even know. Okay. Guys, a full week of shows. We have a lot to cover. Continuing on the Sarah Fraser show. I will get back with you about Colt Johnson, 90-day fiancé, allegedly losing his leg over Ozempic complications. We'll get into that. I have to run some things by you, give you some updates about my egg donor journey, what is happening there. And also, I want to know how you prevent your kids from being spoiled at Christmas and your house being overrun with toys. I really do. My son got to the point, he got so many gifts, he stopped opening. Like, how do we prevent this? What? Why am I getting oh, okay. I thought my TikTok was shutting down for a second. Oh, White Hot goes, I love that you watched the Lions game. Oh, total Lions fan. Go Lions. Like, I do kind of like football. So we'll talk about that. And then did anyone get sucked down the rabbit hole on TikTok over the weekend of the Sean Ryan podcast and Sarah Adams, the former CIA operative who talks about terrorist attacks that are coming here to the United States? Is anybody down the rabbit hole? I'm down the rabbit hole. This Sean Ryan, this podcaster, is now apparently in hiding, not for the Sarah Adams interview, but for another one. You know, the guy that drove the cyber truck and did the bombing in Las Vegas. Well, he sent a letter to this other guy in the military realm that went on Sean Ryan's podcast. It's a whole thing. We'll talk about it, but I don't know. Now I'm like, I got to stop getting down. I wish I'd never listened to the Sarah Adams podcast. It's so good, but it's so scary of what terrorism is coming to the United States. And basically, Sarah and her team, all they do is security, cybersecurity, terrorists, stopping terrorism. And they allege that October 7th in Israel was just a dry run with Iran and ISIS for what they're going to do here in the United States. I cannot. Anyhow, we'll get down the rabbit hole of paranoia later this week on the Sarah Fraser show. Joy, are you paranoid? Do you want to know how to fight terrorists, but you have no clue what you're doing and you follow pop culture like Sister Wives? Join in. Okay, bye everybody.